All right, so I'm looking at number 5 here, and in number 5, they're asking us to make a quick sketch using construction lines, object lines, hidden lines, and center lines. Um, Ideally in less than 5 minutes from the time I get started here. So I've got my own orthographic paper here, and I'm going to start by on here, and I'm going to use these are here are going to be my I'm switching over. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this light color here as my hidden lines. Now they tell us this what I'm going to decide to make this 5 boxes wide and 3 boxes tall. So I'm going to start down here. I'm going to say 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 boxes tall. So there's that. I'm going to skip 3 boxes, and then I'm going to make my right side box. There's the right side. And now, hopefully you guys watched the video, and you know that it's important then to project our depth lines up. And then I'm going to project those over from that 45-degree angle. My 45 should have gone through there. I didn't really go through it perfectly. And then if I project my height, or my height, but my width lines. Right there is my height lines right there. So right here becomes the box. Now I'm going to start to draw in some simple parts of this. I'm going to say that my arc is there. That's a beautiful arc. And now I'm going to start to project this line across. If I was looking at it from the right side, all right, looking at it from this perspective over there to the right, and looking at this side here, this would be my right view, I wouldn't see the arc. So I need to put this in here as hidden lines. And if I project, this would be an edge that I wouldn't see from the top. So again, if I project those up, now I'm doing it freehand. Hopefully you guys would be using a ruler or something. But those right there would also be hidden lines. The last thing then I need to make sure I include is a center point to show that that was an arc. And then up here I'm going to show a center line to show that that is circular. If I don't include this, someone looking at this drawing may not realize that this is arc, and they may think that this is some type of square underneath it or rectangular. The last thing then is to go ahead and add in my object lines, make things dark that I want to make dark. And my hidden lines, and now I'm going to go to the top. Put in the hidden lines again. So just dotted dashes. My center line so that people know that this was a circle. Oh, that's a beautiful sketch. That's a beautiful sketch. So that's number 5. The next thing then that I want you guys to do is we are going to, gotta find it here. We're going to make this multi-view here, all right? And it tells us sketch a multi-view of the object represented by the sketch. So we're not doing number 6 down here, all right? We're not going to do that one. Let's get that off the page so it's not even confusing for you. We're just doing this one. So I want to make this a multi-view of this. Now, as I continue here, these boxes, I'm going to use these to tell me, how many boxes I should make this, because it says inches, but I'm going to try to do these in boxes. And I'm going to double everything. So when it tells me to do this, there we go. I need a pencil. There's my pencil. All right. If I can change that color. There we go. We use gray, so I have some construction lines. So I'm going to just make the box, and it says 2 inches, and I said I'm going to double that, so it's 4. This says 1/2 inch. I'm going to double that. Oh, actually, this should be my front view. I don't know what I'm doing here. This right here should be my front view. That's the right side. That's the top. So my front view, it says 1 1/2, which means 3. 1, 2, 3. And then it is 2, so that means 4 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4 tall. So there's my overall box that it's going to fit in. If I take those lines across, the right side then is still 2 inches tall or 4 boxes tall. I'm going to skip 3 blocks again. And it's a half, so it's only going to be 1 wide. So it's not very many boxes wide at all. So there's that overall box. If I put in my 45, and I'm trying to take a little bit more time and project these lines up and then over, and then project my width lines up, I know that I now have my boxes, my front view, my right side, and my top view. I have to fit in those boxes there. So now I'm going to start to add these other parts here. So I would see that line and that line and that line if I was looking at it from the front. So this right here is at 0.75, another 0.5 is 1.25. Well, if I double that, that's 2.5 boxes up. And then it tells me, the one thing that it doesn't do a very good job of telling me here is how wide to make that. But it does tell me this over here is 1 inch, which means that would be 2 boxes. So I'm going to go up 2.5. And then this is 0.75, so that's 1.5. So there's going over and up, over and up. So I now have my front view. I would, these lines would project over there. And what that does now is that tells me where that line is, and it tells me where that line is. So now as I do this here, again, I got to be very skinny with this. This only goes over halfway. So this is going to go over about halfway. This one's going to go over halfway. And then I would see this edge. We've got this long edge that comes down here. It forms this L. So this is my right side view. And we're going to come in here in a little bit and darken things up. On the top, I would see this piece right up here. And that, again, is only a 1/2 inch. Oh, they're telling me this is, it's 0.25 or half the way across. So this would come all the way across. And that would be this line right here projected up and over. So that's that part. Now I've got this and that. So I'm going to try to demonstrate these on here. This tells me it goes over 1 inch, which is 2 boxes. So that there's going to be that line right there. That line right there is right there, which is this line right here, projected up if I keep going up. All right, so what's left? Now I'm going to take all these and I'm going to darken in the ones that I want to keep. All right, see if I can make this look a little better here now. I'm better at going left to right than I am going up and down, I'm seeing. Up and down is a little harder. All right, so I've got my front view done, my right side view. I wouldn't see a line there, so that's why I didn't go all the way across. Now I have my top view. This would be an object all the way around because you'd see those edges. I would see that line, and that line, and then a line going all the way across. Oh, that line and that line are on top of each other, so they are the same line. All right, kiddos, that right there is our multi-view then for this one right here. This is our front, right? The front is the one facing us. Here is the right side. And then up here, if we're looking down, this would be the top view. Well, hey, hope that was informational for you guys. I'll catch you on the flip side.